I'm here to dedicate Bromann Playlot, which I love, of course, greenery, open space, trees, flowers, fountains, expansion, whatever it can do, nature centers, beehives, chicken coops, all that. I love it. And to me, this is an example of everybody putting priorities. It doesn't have to be such a large park thing. It's just green space, open space, and things for families and children to do. This is what we have to do, and seniors and everybody enjoying this city so close to the lake as well. This community, we're really fortunate to have the lake. You know, most cities have discarded their lakefront, their waterfront, but just think, our forefathers said we're going to protect that, and we keep protecting it and kind of do everything possible to make sure that lake is always sacred, a treasure for us. Our land, our air, and of course the water is, I think, is most precious that we can have besides our children and our families. And so like anything else, I'm making these tours and talking about all the things that we have done. But most importantly, this 3,700 square foot playground expansion was funded largely in part by tax increment financing, amount of $350,000. Now, people talk about what's the last economic tool the city has? It's TIF. If you don't have that, you can't build a school, you can't remodel a school, you can't build a library, you can't build a playground. And so this is, you take advantage of the tax increment financing. All the schools are built through tax increment financing. Think of that, all the additions of the police stations and fire stations and libraries and all the majority of the playgrounds is through tax increment financing. And that's an economic tool only for the city of Chicago. When I got elected, I found out the suburban area had TIFs all over. I didn't realize that until someone came to me, and I talked to other mayors, and they had all these TIFs in their small communities because of the economic development. All the small businesses were leaving because of the shopping malls. So they created all these TIFs. And I said, this is a good idea to keep the vision going. And when you don't have enough money, you'll have money in the TIFs continually. And to me, that is the greatest advantage we have taken of rebuilding our city continually in every aspect of our city. But like anything else, I think this city is the best city in the world, not in the country, because of its people. So, and today, just a few years ago, in 1989, we took took responsibility in this great opportunity of the city. But last year we opened the Edgewater Senior Center at the Broadway Armory, and look at what the Broadway Armory has done. The new library coming is committed $1.1 million in TIF funding, Edgewater Branch Library. The Park District acquired 3 parks, expanded 2 in this ward, 2 new campus parks, innovation, renovation of 4 schools. And the Rickover Academy, that's the best thing ever happened to Sun. I'm just telling you. I remember we first fought that, and people said, oh, you're going to make these young men and women go to war. No, we're making math and science engineers. That's what we're making them. I mean, Rickover Academy is one of the best math and science academies in the country now. It's becoming nationally acclaimed. And if we listen to the naysayers, we've never had that. And what great opportunities in the whole field of engineering, and opportunities for young people that we gave to them. And I want to thank many of the people that stayed with us on that. And renovation of the Swift School, which is important. Kathy Ostrom Beach, and interior renovations, Whole House Head Start facilities, the plan for transformation, the Castleman Apartments, other units dealing with affordable housing and responsibility of people living there. The Bryn Mawr Streetscape, $1.9 million from Lakeshore Drive to Broadway. Of course, we have more traffic calming infrastructure, including traffic circles, speed bumps, and curb bump outs, because you want to make residential streets residential, and not a highway system for people to come off different busy streets, whether Broadway or Ridge or Lakeshore Drive or any of them, all the different streets that we have. You want to make the side streets more residential and more protective of pedestrians and your children and families that use it. And of course, the renovation of Granville Viaduct, which is really important for us here, and Mary Ann was really instrumental. But most importantly, I want to thank all the people that have participated, block clubs, community organizations, CAPS, local school councils, parks, libraries, This is a volunteer city that wants to give their time and effort on behalf of the improvement of quality of life, and not just for them, but for their community. This is an exceptional city. It's a big city, but it has a big heart in so many communities. And I have the privilege and great honor of representing this city, which I enjoyed every minute of it. Someone said, well, when you look back, do you have any regrets? I said, truthfully, I don't. I don't have any regrets, because you have to have honesty, and you have to have passion. Honesty and passion, you have to have that. If you don't have the honesty and passion, then you don't have much of a government. But passion is very important. You have to really enjoy what you're doing. And I would come across people, and they would be, you know, oh, I don't like that. I said, well, just quit. I mean, just quit. I mean, no one's asking you to do this job. I mean, just leave. And the best advice I gave to a lot of people, because you're making your life unhappy, your family life unhappy, and just leave if you don't like public service. But I really believe it's public service. I work for the public. I work for you. You pay all our salaries, you pay all the pension costs and health care costs, and now you're realizing, wow, look at I'm very generous taxpayers, both to local government, county, state, and federal. You're very generous. And now you're saying, well, I know it's difficult times, and why don't everybody sacrifice? I want to thank the employees that sign up, and we get almost, you know, the ones that, the furlough days, I'd be very frank. They gave 2 days a month off. I mean, it's been hard with people. You know why? Because I really believe government should do that. Because when people are suffering, why doesn't government suffer? Why should we live completely different than the taxpayers? I think the state should do it. The federal government should do it. The county should do it. All of them should do it. Just 2 days a month. You know how much that money that stays over time in 2 or 3 years? It's amazing. Instead of keep taxing and taxing. And you're asking, where is the value then? And so I believe in that. I believe in people have to sacrifice for one another, sacrifice their families, and government employees should do it. We see this stalemate in Springfield, in Washington. I have an example. I think every federal employee should take 2 days a month off. You know how much money that would save the United States? And that's you. That's your taxpayers. You pay for that. I believe in that. It's a simple solution. And that doesn't mean we have to do other things or redirect a lot of appropriations in a sense that find out what the value of government is. And I think people, they question the value of companies, they question all that, but you have to do the same thing and keep up the same belief that your block and your community can get better with your participation. It isn't a one-man show. This requires a lot of people to really work together. And I always tell people, it's easy not to make a decision. It's easy not to make a decision. That's the easiest thing you can do in public life. The most difficult is always make a decision. You know, and when you make a decision, at least you can correct it. But if you don't make a decision, then you live in the past. And this city's never lived in the past. We've always changed. We're always looking for the future. And to me, that's what public service is all about. Willing to make tough decisions. Some people don't like them, to be very frank, but at least you made them. And then you hear from them, and then you can correct it, you can modify it, you can adjust it, but at least you made a decision. And I've had the great privilege and honor of representing this wonderful city. I could go on and talk about it, but I won't. But I just want to thank you for giving me that great honor.